welcome. My name's Heroine Bob, and it's a vlog. I'm going to apologize in advance for the low energy. For those of you that follow my stream or my other social media like Twitter or on my Discord, I have been very sick since Tuesday, like unable to keep food down since Tuesday. So in order not to go home early today, to actually like get a full days of work in, because I did have to go home early on Wednesday and Thursday because it was not cute. I didn't eat anything today, so I have no energy, and I'm using my natural office light. I'm still in my office. This is my desk. And that's my balance board when I need like a mental break for a minute. And I'm using the natural light from the window to make me hopefully look less awful. And it really sucks that I've been so sick this week because I did really need to run and I couldn't. Tomorrow is going to be very rough. So tomorrow I am doing Tough Mudder, which is normally the one in Doswell is between 10 and 11 mile obstacle course. It is very physically demanding. It's not just the running that's involved that's demanding. The obstacles normally require a lot of upper body work, as well as, you know, swimming and like crawling through things. So it's a physically demanding event, and I'm not sure I'm gonna do well. I am actually genuinely concerned I might not finish. And like I know a few of you guys who knew that I was doing Tough Mudder this weekend because you follow me on everything and you like are there all the time. Were like, well, I hope you take a step back and maybe just don't do the event. And I'm getting emotional thinking about it, like not doing it. I am doing it regardless if I have to walk the whole thing, because I don't do Tough Mudder as like, I did Tough Mudder, I'm a super awesome person. Like, and if you are that kind of person, I'm not shading you at all. I do it because when I injured my knee really bad in Derby, I tore I 95% tore my PCL, I like 45% tore my ACL, I 95% tore my right lateral crustaceous ligament, which is like the one on the side, and I fractured my tibial head in 2 places in Derby, and it took like 3 months to get that diagnosis, and I had to have surgery because I also not from the MRI did they found those issues, but apparently I also tore my meniscus and also broke off a lot of the cushioning cartilage that's there, and that was causing a lot of instability in addition to, you know, having the ligaments torn, because the ligaments were trying to heal and the cartilage was actually in the way of the tear. So there was quite a long time when I couldn't put my own socks on or my own shoes. I would have to go and get wheelchairs if I ever had to like move or walk or stand for longer than like 10 or 15 minutes. And like I became really appreciative of the ADA, American Disabilities Act, and like I don't want to ever go through that again, and I don't want to ever take my body for granted again, because before I injured myself like that, like I was super active. I mean, I was running 5 miles every other day. I was going to Derby practice 3 times a week. So to go from that level of activity to not being able to like put your own socks on, it was really a lot for me. like emotionally and physically and mentally, obviously very physically, it was really hard for me. And it took like a year and a half to be able to do me again, to be able to be that level of active again, to go back to derby, to do all that stuff. And again, this is before I got my diagnosis for POTS as well. And like, so part of the thing for me is that my friends had done Tough Mudder during the year and a half it took for me to recover. And I was like, I really wanted to do it because, again, I love running and I loved being that level of active. And I was like, I'm going to do this with you guys next year. So the very first year I did it, this is turning into a story time, not a vlog. So, sorry. So when I got well enough to sign up for it and to be a part of my friends' team, and like, I was determined, I'm not going to slow you guys down, like, I'm gonna be awesome. And it was the Mid-Atlantic Tough Mudder. It was at the end of October. I'm looking at my wrist because I actually got the Tough Mudder tattoo. So I got the Tough Mudder tattoo and the date. And like, it was not just like a Tough Mudder, which is, it wasn't just like a run, it wasn't just like a race. It was like an affirmation that I got my body back. And because it was at the end of October and we were actually running in the Appalachians on the West Virginia line. So we actually crossed the state line twice during the half marathon length course, because it was 13.1 miles. So it was not just an obstacle course in 45-degree weather in the mountains in October, but it was also a half marathon distance. So for me, even though I was cold, wet, and miserable the entire time, like, it felt amazing to be able to accomplish and do something like that. And to me, this reminds me, which is why I got it tattooed, was for two reasons. One, if you got a Tough Mudder tattoo within 6 months of the event, you get to do the next year for free. And I was thinking about doing it anyway, just because it's a constant reminder not to take, like, your body for granted. And like, for those of you who have had like a surgery or a traumatic injury or something, like, don't give up. There were quite a few times, you know, after the surgery where I was like, am I ever going to be able to take a bath again? Because I couldn't get down into the bathtub. Like, am I ever going to be able to run again? Am I ever going to be able to walk without, like, debilitating pain again? It did. It took a really long time. It took about, like, 8 months after the surgery. So it had been, like, a year and 3 months after the injury before I could think about trying to jog like a half a mile. And it took like, it was slow progress. It was like half a mile, mile and a quarter, mile and a half. Like, it was slow progress to the point where, like, it was my birthday in June, or when the event was originally scheduled, because the original Tough Mudder I was supposed to do was going to be here in Virginia, but it got rained out. So by June, when this event was supposed to happen, like, I was doing like 8 to 9 miles, and I felt like myself again. And so then I had a few more months to train, and I was like, yes. And it was such an amazing experience, and it was like, it meant so much to me to get my body back. I was like, I'm doing this every year until I physically can't anymore. And I've done it every year. and I am going to do it tomorrow, like, even if I have to walk the whole thing. Before I got sick, I decided to do the first wave. So the reason why is because this is the first year I'm running by myself. And like all the other years before, you know, like last year I ran with my best friend. The year before that I ran with a bunch of Derby alumni. And the last 2 years before that I ran with my friends from high school, like my best friend. And so this would be year number 5, and it's the first year I'm running by myself. So I thought, hey, I'll do the first wave, because then what they do is they chip you, and then that sounds like so like Orwellian, but they chip you so that way you can time yourself. And I was like, I wonder if I'd be faster if I don't have to stay with a group, because normally like when we were doing the teams, like I was always up in the front. Not to like humble brag, but like I was always up in the front because like I really wanted to do this, and this is honestly the first year I'm doing it by myself. Maybe that's what my problem is. Maybe that's why I didn't train, is because I was like, I'm just letting myself down. I'm not like holding up a team. I don't have a team to hold me accountable. So I just, you know, didn't train very well. But it's also because, you know, I bought a house and then I moved, and then, you know, health issues. So I'm hoping for the best tomorrow, but expecting not the best. Don't worry about me. It's not like I'm going 100% by myself. My mommy always goes with me because she is the best mommy in the world. And I know there are a lot of people that say that about my mom, but my mom really is. And so she will be there. And so I'm not just going to drop off the face of the planet if something happens. My mommy will be there in case something happens. And yes, I'm an adult. I'm a grown-ass woman, and I still call her my mommy because I love her. And it's really emotional talking about that. So I guess this is like super story time, not really vlog. But so anyway, go back to the vlog part. I haven't eaten all day today. It's 5:20. I'm leaving work now, and I'm going to meet my mom at my house at 6, and then hopefully I'll be at home and packed by then, and then we're going to drive up to Doswell, which is about 2 hours from here, and we have a hotel room again because I am in the first wave, so I have to be at the starting line at like 6:45. They say 6:45, but really if you get there at like 7:15, you're fine. So I'm gonna get there probably around 7, and so that means we have to be up like stupid early, so like 6 o'clock early, which is the same time I normally get up for morning streams anyway. And I did want to address that, guys, because I've been so sick. I am sorry that I've been so absent. It's not because I don't love you guys, it's just because I've been so ill, like not cute ill, and it's really hard for me. It's like really hard when I feel really bad. It's hard for I think anybody when they feel like really sick, like hanging out with the porcelain throne sick, to like be funny and entertaining and like put good energy out there, just because like you're putting so much other stuff out there. That's too graphic. But anyway, I'm gonna leave work now. Sorry for the story time. I don't know. This is a long video. This is gonna be a long vlog. I might just end it here.